police and arson suspects in custody after a suspicious fire broke out at the governor's residence early Sunday morning, forcing Governor Josh Shapiro and his family to evacuate.
New charges in the attack on the Pennsylvania governor's home. Police say a man was arrested for an early morning fire that damaged the home of Josh Shapiro. Shapiro, his family, and another family escaped. The fire was set in the room where the families were celebrating Passover. No one was hurt. A 38-year-old man from Harrisburg is facing charges of attempted murder, terrorism, and attempted arson.
Fox's Alicia Acuna, those flames breaking out shortly after Governor Josh Shapiro and his family celebrated a Passover Seder.
Hear me on this. We celebrated our faith last night proudly, and in a few hours we will celebrate our second Seder of Passover again proudly. No one will deter me or my family or any Pennsylvanian from celebrating their faith openly and proudly.
38-year-old Cody Balmer of Harrisburg expected to face attempted murder, arson, and terrorism charges. 6 people injured, at least 24 homes damaged after a house explosion in northwest Austin, Texas. Fire Division Chief Wayne Parrish says they are looking into the cause.
We believe this to be an isolated incident, and there was no Texas gas service to the residents.
U.S. and Iran holding what they're calling positive and constructive nuclear talks this weekend. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth telling Fox.
President Trump is dead serious on this issue. He's dead serious that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. He's said that for 20 years. He's been consistent. That is clear. He's dead serious that he wants it done at the negotiating table. He wants it done peacefully.
Are planned this week. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
El Salvador's president meets with President Trump today. Fox's Jared Halpern has more from the White House.
President Nayib Bukele has emerged as a leading ally for President Trump in Latin America, opening up a notorious Salvadoran prison to house suspected gang members deported from the U.S.
We very much appreciate President Bukele and El Salvador's cooperation in the repatriation of El Salvadorian gang members who the previous administration allowed to infiltrate our country.
The White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt did not say if the administration plans to work with Bukele about the return of a Salvadoran migrant wrongly deported to his home country. The Supreme Court says the federal government is required to facilitate Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia's release. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Protests breaking out after a judge ruled the Palestinian immigrant Mahmoud Khalil could be deported. He has been facing legal trouble due to his participation in anti-Israel demonstrations at Columbia University.
A Louisiana immigration judge ruled the government can move forward with its efforts to deport green card holder and Columbia graduate Mahmoud Khalil. Protesters say they're not going to stop.
Will you back down? Will you back down?
Khalil's legal team has vowed to appeal after the immigration judge affirmed a memo made by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, which said Khalil's role in campus protest conflicts with American foreign policy objectives. In court, Khalil's attorneys argued Khalil is being targeted for constitutionally protected free speech, but the immigration judge said she couldn't rule on any of that.
And that is Fox's CB Cotton reporting. The FAA releasing a statement on Sunday announcing the New York City helicopter tour company involved in the deadly crash into the Hudson River last Thursday, New York Helicopter Tours, is shutting down immediately. The pilot and family of 5 were killed in that incident. The agency says it also plans to conduct a safety review of all helicopter businesses nationwide. I'm Sue Gussman. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A 34-year-old man died after being shot in the parking lot of Cookeville's Get Axed location on South Jefferson Avenue Friday. Cookeville police identified the deceased as Ashton Bohannon. Police said they detained and interviewed the alleged shooter, identified as 22-year-old Zerico Purnell, but no charges filed at this time. Additional details expected to be released later today. Tennessee House members have passed a bill to codify access to birth control and fertility treatments. Senate members unanimously passed a similar version last month. After passage in the House, the bill goes back to the Senate for a final procedural vote before going to Governor Bill Lee's desk for approval. The DeKalb County Board of Education has tabled action on a resolution to accept one-time teacher bonuses as part of Tennessee's Universal School Voucher Program. WJLE Smithville reports that the school system will look at funding those bonuses locally instead. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:06. Happy Monday, Sheila, and glad to have you back.
Thanks, Jason. Glad to be back. Happy Monday. Our guest this morning will be Sparta Mayor Jerry Lowry.
Woot, woot.
We also have Wayne Key from the UT Ag Extension Department.
Right.
We'll be talking about spring and gardening and planting and all that good stuff.
Cool, two cool dudes.
Yeah.
Talking about cool stuff here on Good Morning Cookeville. A few things you need to know. I didn't know that Applebee's had been in McMinnville since 1980. Did you know that?
1980. I didn't know it'd been that long.
So the Chamber of Commerce there is having a anniversary ribbon cutting coming up soon. I miss Applebee's in Cookeville.
I do too. Yeah.
We've been meaning to make a trip down to McMinnville.
So we're just going to do it to try
well,
barbecue
no.
and Applebee's.
If we're going to McMinnville, we're trying that barbecue thing first.
Well, I've been there.
Oh, you have?
But it's good.
Okay.
It's delicious. I highly recommend it.
Well, we need to go. So just pick where we're going to eat. It's either going to be the Applebee's or the barbecue place. What's the name of the barbecue place?
Something about river. Now you made me forget.
We'll look it up.
Something about a river.
Can't remember nothing these days.
Well, did you hear about the Firefly Festival Awards?
Well, no, I haven't heard about the awards. I meant to go this whole weekend, but golly, it was so busy.
Well, the Firefly Festival, or you were just busy?
I was just busy.
But the Firefly Festival seemed to have a lot of people.
Yeah,
I was out of town.
The pictures I saw looked like it was another fantastic event from Hip Cookeville.
Well, Best Duo and Band. I'm going to run down all the winners, and congratulations to Best Duo or Band. That was Ken Folk.
Oh, good.
Also, Male Artist of the Year, Stephen James.
All right.
Female Artist of the Year, Cherokee Hope.
Yeah.
Best Live Performance, which I like their name too, Hysteria When Wet.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Are they the Def Leppard tribute band, or are they just...
They're a Def Leppard / Bon Jovi tribute band.
Wow. Okay. And Best Live Sound Engineer, Ronnie Reels.
Of course, Ronnie's going to win that.
Good guy. Best Live Event DJ,
Who?
Tyrone Carver.
Tyrone.
Best Venue, Best Live Music Venue, 37-seater.
It is a good spot.
Yeah. And they do great over there about that. And Best Radio Personality, Jason and Sheila.
No way.
It says Jason and Sheila.
No, it doesn't.
It does too, right there. Jason and Sheila.
Well, how about that?
You thought I was kidding? I wouldn't lie about something like that.
Oh, well,
I
I didn't.
on my face.
I thought that this was going to turn into the Freaky Dave Awards like
I did
everything
too.
else.
Well, let's try not to be too excited when we get to when we see him this morning.
Yeah.
Because he was nominated for both those two categories.
Ooh.
Best live DJ and best radio personality.
Not like Freak to lose like that.
Let's not say he lost. I'm
No.
sure it's an honor just to be nominated with us. He's our buddy. I'm just picking. We've lost several times to Freaky Dave.
I mean, countless times.
Countless.
That's why I didn't even think about it.
I said, well, Freaky Dave will run away with it all.
Yeah, that's what I said,
and
too.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
I never, when you got Freaky Dave and Phil Gibbons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Philip was up for that, too.
So was Josepi, and so was Troy Amin, the Hit Machine.
Troy Amin was nominated for Best Live DJ.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, congratulations to all the winners. And thank y'all for those who voted for us.
Who even knew?
And Mayor Jerry Lowry of Sparta.
Yeah.
He said Collins River Barbecue.
Collins River Barbecue. Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, we got to go there. 'Cause apparently, it's awesome. Pathologists at Cookeville Regional Medical Center have become the second group in the state to fully transition to a digital pathology platform. And then that paves the way for AI.
What?
Yeah. They said that AI could help doctors get to their prognosis so much quicker. So it's a good thing, I guess. It's a little scary. I'm learning to like AI, but it's still scary.
You are?
Yeah.
Some things are real good about it. Some things are scary.
Well, it's like anything else, Sheila. There's, some of it could be bad. Some of it could be good.
Just like people.
You take the good, you take the bad,
you
take them both, and then you have the facts of life.
Listen, I don't know what happens when I'm out, but what does you and Rafferty talk about?
What do you mean?
Well, we've got a message from one of our listeners. He listens all the time, John Turvaville, I believe is his last name.
Okay.
He said, it was Teddy Roosevelt who said, speak softly and carry a big stick, not Buford Pusser. And then he said, I hope Jason gets this in time so he can apologize to Rafferty.
Well, Rafferty, I'm so sorry. I did. I was like, no, that was Buford Pusser who said that.
You know what? I thought that too, though. Sorry, John.
Well, maybe it's because Buford carried a big stick, and that's why.
It was. And we just thought, okay, we'll just throw that saying on him. But Teddy Roosevelt,
absolutely,
he did a lot of good too. And maybe Buford used that line.
I have no idea.
He just thought that's a great saying, and I carry a big stick.
But I sure was wrong.
Came up with it.
I was wrong. I was bad wrong. Thank you.
Wrong.
You said Jimmy.
John, not
John. So,
apologize to John. You called him the wrong name.
I'm sorry, John.
But I thought that was funny.
I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry, Rafferty. Sheila, I'm sorry to you. I'm just sorry to everybody.
Poor Jason.
If your ride to work includes East Broad Street from Fleming Avenue to North Jefferson, they milled that overnight, so it'll be a little rough. And they're going to be doing this several nights this week. Broad Street to South Jefferson. They're going to be doing some milling work overnight on some side streets off of South Jefferson. So just be aware of that through the rest of the week. Of course, that milling means they're going to be doing some repaving, and that'll be great.
Well, that's all that I have on.
That's all that I've got, Sheila.
So it's next coming up. We've got Your 2 Cents.
That's right. Your 2 Cents brought to you by Freedom Pond.
Freedom Pond.
They're at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta.
The question: name a movie whose opening scene sold the film.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got to think about that one a little bit.
Yeah, let's think on that one. Head over to Good Morning Cookeville and get in on that, if you will, on Facebook or on. Are you putting that on Hub Plus too?
Sure.
We might as well.
Might as well.
Since we're moving away from the News Talk.
It's true.
Facebook page.
But
So,
y'all can still hear us on Hub Plus and
all that stuff. But I'm saying we may go ahead and make the transition for all of our Facebook.
and Good Morning Cookeville Facebook.
Oh, yeah, Good Morning Cookeville. Yeah, put it on there too, Sheila. Put it on all of them.
Got a lot of work to do during the commercial break, y'all.
put it all on there, Sheila.
All right.
All right. Stick around, guys. We'll be right back. It's Good Morning Cookeville, brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. And we're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Be right back.
And I also say to you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Please visit our website at jerrywhitsonrdcoc.org and join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Hey guys, Ron Crane here from Dependable Auto Sales and Service, also Colonial Automotive, towing, rentals, we've got it all. Guys, if it's automotive, even if you need body work, if you've been in a wreck or something, please let us know. 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-SELL, S-E-L-L, 24/7 at dasautosales.com. That's dasautosales.com, and we're located 1575 Interstate Drive, the only car dealership on the left on Restaurant Row. Please come see us at any time. Thanks, guys.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time.
Businesses like Foglight Food House, CG's Boutique, The Exceptional Bean, Fire and Vine Restaurant and Rooftop Bar, and the Royal House of Cheese.
Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Hey guys, it's Philip Gibbons for Carlin Chevrolet. Aren't you tired of being sold a car by the other guys? And once you leave the lot, the dealership acts like they don't even know you anymore? Well, at Carlin Chevrolet, they're not in the business of just selling cars. They're in the business of making you family by having the #1 customer service in the Upper Cumberland for over 10 years and lifetime oil changes. Carlin Chevrolet on the corner of Spring and Willow or carlinchevrolet.com. Carlin Chevrolet. Up front, honest, home.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila, and we're here live in the Willow Window Studio. Good morning, Cookeville is brought to you by our friends over at Elevate Real Estate.
You like saying that, don't you? Elevate Real Estate.
Things that rhyme. That's my jam.
Well, a high today is going to be around 80 for us. We're sitting at 57.
80?
Yeah.
Wow. Yesterday was great.
It was beautiful this weekend.
I got my whole yard mowed.
Yeah, nice.
Well, not the whole yard. I did run out of gas before I got it all done.
You got a big yard, though.
And then Me and Donna, we went into town to get some gas and some other stuff, and then we got a Rocky Bowl from that Poke place.
Oh man, that's so good.
And then I ate that Rocky Bowl, and then I fell asleep. And then watched the end of the Masters, which was fantastic. Best Masters I've seen in so long. Oh my gosh, yeah.
I didn't even watch.
I know you were texting me during the last bit of it.
Wasn't I texting you back?
When I answered everything during the coolest Masters. Ended in a playoff. Oh, I mean, it was crazy. Roy almost lost again. Oh.
Well, I'm sorry. I guess I had a question to ask you.
No, you shouldn't be sorry. You should be thankful. I wouldn't have answered many people back at it like that.
Well, it's because I'd missed Thursday and Friday, and you felt bad for me.
Yes.
I was at a funeral. So you missed me just a tad.
I guess.
I was glad to be back.
I missed you, Sheila.
I had to make him say it.
Anyway.
All right. Your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. They are your guns and ammo store. They've got jewelry. They've got DVDs.
They got it all.
Lawnmowers. All kinds of stuff.
They got it all.
You need to go see them because they're the cleanest, friendliest pawn shop I've ever seen.
In the world.
In the world. Freedom Pawn. Your 2 cents. Name a movie whose opening scene sold the entire film.
I don't know if it was the opening scene, but it sure was close. American Gangster with Denzel Washington, where they set that guy on fire.
Oh, yeah, that was... I had you right off.
So I might say that one, but I also don't know.
I think my hubby is pretty good on this one. Tim said No Country for Old Men. And then you start out, Tommy Lee Jones is narrating, and you see this field. It was really good.
I don't remember it.
Then Michael said Twister. You start out with a Twister, I think.
You do. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Pretty good.
It almost it kills Helen Hunt's dad. Remember that sucks him up through the storm shelter?
That's horrible.
Everybody should have hung on to that mama in there.
She was not letting go.
She was a stout lady.
Well, mamas get extra strength when some emergency happens.
I guess. I don't know.
Russell said Saving Private Ryan.
I don't remember it.
Jim, what's a movie whose opening scene sold the entire film? Jim said The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Don't remember it.
Okay, next time you get on to me, when you say some kind of random line in a movie and I don't remember where it came from,
yeah,
I'm gonna talk
right,
about
but I'm quoting like world famous movies.
That's in your mind,
like Caddyshack, Fletch.
Well, it's not like I ain't ever seen them, but I haven't seen them in years.
Oh well, that's on you.
All right, Toby said First Blood.
Don't remember it.
Charles said Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Don't
remember it. Go ahead, say it.
I don't know.
Kim said Scream. And I'll have to agree with her.
Never
the one with
seen it.
Drew Barrymore is the one I'm thinking of. But it also made me mad because I watched it because Drew Barrymore was going to be on it.
Yeah.
And she was in like maybe 10 minutes, if that much. And I'm like, listen.
Well, you're easily upset, Sheila.
When I go to see one, you think she's going to be in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Anyway. But it wasn't that big a deal. Kevin said Top Gun.
That's just him riding a motorcycle, isn't it?
Enough said.
I think it's just him riding a motorcycle up to where Top Gun school is.
But he looks cool doing
with that
it.
song playing. With,
Danger Zone?
No. The Top Gun theme playing.
Highway to the Danger Zone.
That's
theme.
the theme. No, it's not. That's like a song in the soundtrack, but it's got a theme.
I think you're going to have to apologize to me later.
No, I don't think so.
Top Gun's theme song was Danger Zone.
No, it had its own little song. It didn't have any words to
Take
it.
My Breath Away. That
No, you're thinking of like songs. I'm talking about like
they're on the soundtrack.
they are. They're both on the soundtrack. I'm not arguing that, Sheila. I'm just telling you that there was a whole separate song that was getting played while he was riding his motorcycle. They used it throughout the whole movie.
Danger Zone.
What are other people saying, Sheila?
Matthew says Fight Club.
Yeah, no,
That one really
that one really is good. Yeah.
I think they did. Oh, Shanna said, "Good morning, Vietnam." I don't remember how that
I
started.
don't remember how it started.
And
no.
Johnny said Christmas Vacation. Delta Force. I don't know who was in that. Sydney said Delta Force.
Delta Force.
Yeah. And then Wayne said Maximum Overdrive, which was a pretty good movie. But, and then John said The Dark Knight. You're trying to look up that song.
I am.
Found it yet?
No, but I'm about to. If you give me a second, Sheila.
I'm trying to give you a second. Okay. The question was, name a movie whose opening scene sold the entire film. And Outlaw Josie Wells is what Thomas said. That's a pretty good one. And I think that is all of them that we had there.
Let's see here. I think I've got it found here. Remember this?
That's not the theme song.
It's the theme song. Top Gun opening theme, full version.
Opening theme, not the whole theme song of the movie.
Yeah,
That's the opening.
They played this through the whole movie.
Jason, if you ask anybody what the theme song for Top Gun is, you know what they're going to say? Danger Zone.
They'd be wrong, man. And you remember this part, right?
Yeah, big radio hit.
We're not talking about hits. We're talking about opening.
The opening song is not always the theme song of the movie.
This opening theme, full version.
Opening theme, not theme song.
They played this multiple times. Even in Top Gun Maverick, they brought this back.
Theme song for...
Well, I just don't know why you got to argue this when
Because you're wrong.
I'm sure you'll find somebody on the internet that says Danger Zone.
Oh, is that Harold Faltermeyer?
Well, I don't know.
By golly, you might be right.
Is that Harold Faltermeyer? Well, then turn it up, man.
No, he had Axel. And when that Axel Elf too, didn't he have that one? Harold, he had a couple of hits in the 80s. 2016 Top Gun anthem.
Is that Harold Flinkelflonker? Oh, well, turn it up.
What's the theme song? I'm trying to say I was wrong.
Well, I knew that already.
I don't agree with it though.
And then there's
I could be wrong, but that should not have been the theme song.
and then there's the guitar version too that
my
they play in there as well.
Okay, I said people ask what is the name of the Top Gun theme song? It's the instrumental rock theme song for Top Gun from the 1986 franchise.
And it
Top
is
Gun anthem.
And it is Harold Faltermeyer as info. So, boy, well, that was fun.
Because you were
Spoiler alert is coming up next. Spoiler alert, I'm right. So the latest in the
finally you're right.
world of entertainment and music. We'll get to that here in just a little bit here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window Studio. Be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A 34-year-old man died after being shot in the parking lot of Cookeville's Get Axed location on South Jefferson Avenue Friday. Cookeville police identified the deceased as Ashton Bohannon. Police said they detained and interviewed the alleged shooter, identified as 22-year-old Zerico Purnell, but no charges filed at this time. Additional details expected to be released later today. Tennessee House members have passed a bill to codify access to birth control and fertility treatments. Senate members unanimously passed a similar version last month. After passage in the House, the bill goes back to the Senate for final procedural vote before going to Governor Bill Lee's desk for approval. The DeKalb County Board of Education has tabled action on a resolution to accept one-time teacher bonuses as part of Tennessee's Universal School Voucher Program. WJLE Smithville reports that the school system will look at funding those bonuses locally instead. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report. Rory McIlroy finally completed the career Grand Slam on the PGA Tour yesterday, winning the Masters in a playoff. McIlroy beat Justin Rose on the first playoff hole with a birdie. Both finished 11 under after the first 72 holes. Rory missed a winning par putt on 18 to win in regulation before recording a birdie to win the first playoff hole and become just the 6th player ever to complete the career Grand Slam. The Los Angeles Clippers beat the Golden State Warriors 124-119 in overtime to secure the 5th seed in the West yesterday. With the loss, the Warriors are the first team in the play-in tournament. The Timberwolves are in the 6th seed in the Western Conference. The Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles baseball team beat Southern Indiana 13-3 in 7 innings yesterday. They improved to 9-3 in the OVC and 24-13 overall. Head coach Matt Braga also won his 601st career game and is now 5 shy of breaking the Tech program record of 555. Join us tonight for some high school baseball as Upperman and Cumberland County battle for the 1 seed in 7-3A. First pitch is set for 5:30 in Baxter with myself and Noel McKay on the call on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Global stocks rallied overnight after the Trump administration paused tariffs on semiconductor equipment, smartphones, and other electronics, though administration officials say there will be separate levies on those devices. Citigroup is lowering expectations for U.S. equities and says tariffs as they stand could negatively impact U.S. earnings most. M&T Bank is reporting earnings improved from a year ago. Audi and Porsche are recalling thousands of U.S. cars because of possible software issues. The instrument panel display could fail. The recall involves multiple models from the 2021 model year. Separately, Porsche Macan electric vehicles from 2024 and 25 are being recalled for a separate issue. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
National security is at risk, and China controls most of the world's supply of antimony, a critical metal for military and defense technology. Military Metals Corp is taking action and securing a Western-controlled supply with projects in Europe and North America. Critical minerals are the backbone of modern defense. Now's the time to pay attention. The stock trades on the OTC under ticker MILIF. Call your broker today or go to www.militarymetalscorp.com.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Monday morning forecast. Warm and windy conditions are in store for us today. We'll see mostly sunny skies with highs around 80, southwest wind around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting to 30 miles per hour at times. Showers and a few thunderstorms are likely overnight with lows around 50. Tomorrow will be partly sunny and cooler with highs in the lower 60s.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Good morning, Cookeville. With Jason and Sheila.
On on 1077 and 1400.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. If you're looking for a great real estate agent, or you're thinking about getting into real estate, or maybe you want to change where you work, go check them out over there. Beautiful building they've redone and looks so nice. And great people too at Elevate Real Estate. It's 6:35 now.
You know, we were talking about Top Gun. It's the Air Force Reserve's birthday.
Oh, is it?
Established in 1948. Okay. So happy birthday to the U.S. military's Air Force Reserve.
All right. Spoiler alert time. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. Here's what's on TV tonight. American Idol. Also, The Neighborhood. That's going to be on CBS. Papa's House. That's on CBS. So is NCIS and NCIS Origins. Phew. A lot on CBS. Fox has Extracted. NBC has The Voice. Holy Marvels with Dennis Quaid. That's on History. That'll be fun to watch. Rock the Block on HGTV. And a series premiere, a brand new Tic-Tac-Doe is going to be on Game Show Network. I used to love Tic-Tac-Doe.
Fun show.
And they'd have that dragon that'd pop up sometimes.
It's been a long time since I've seen Tic-Tac-Doe.
Some of the worst graphics in the world. I'm sure they'll be better.
It was so bad that it was great back then. You know,
well, we didn't know
how bad it was.
We didn't know. It looked cool at the time.
It's about like in the 80s. That was the first videos. Then you go back and watch some of the first. You remember thinking, oh, we thought they were great, and they were not good.
I was watching a older Frasier episode.
Yeah.
And they were driving down the road.
And you could tell it's fake.
So green screen. You're like, oh, that's green screen for sure. I could do that on my phone. You know,
we didn't notice it back then.
Didn't know, but now I notice. I also didn't care. It didn't mean anything, but it was just like, oh yeah, they're not really driving.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah, we knew it.
Looks more real.
Right.
Yeah.
At the box office this weekend, Minecraft movie, $80.6 million it made, and I've heard mixed reviews on it.
Really?
I've heard some say it's good, some say it's bad. I don't know. I don't even know really what Minecraft is, other than it's a game that a lot of people play.
Other than Jack Black is in it.
Well, and
Voice is in it or something. I don't know.
Jack Black's in it. So is Jason Momoa. I forgot who else is in it, but it's an all-star cast. So, but it's doing pretty good at the box office. Also at number 2, The King of Kings, that comes in at 19.1 million. The Amateur, 3rd. Warfare comes in 4th, and Drop is at 7.5 million, coming in at number 5. The movies were packed yesterday afternoon.
What'd you go see?
Well, I didn't. Just the parking lot was packed.
Oh, okay. I thought you went.
No, it's too pretty to go see a movie set in the dark when it's sunny and 75.
Saturday and Sunday were just beautiful days.
Things got heated at the latest hearing over Wendy Williams' guardianship. TMZ reports that Judge Lisa Sokoloff called out Wendy's niece, Alex Finney, for allegedly leaking information to the media and threatening to sanction her if she does it again. But things got really ugly when the judge declared Wendy's family no good.
Oh.
And her career dead. Saying that she had a great run, but that it's done. Insiders say that not only was there confusion over what qualified the judge to make an assessment like this, but that those remarks were uncalled for and hurt Wendy Williams' feelings. So now her lawyers are saying that this judge has a grudge.
Well, it sounds like because when all of this came out, her show was still going on and still doing well.
Yeah. I don't know.
And they had to put Sherry Shepherd in her place because the show, they didn't want the show to end because it was doing well.
I didn't know. I've seen a clip or two, but I've never watched her
I
show.
think that judge was wrong to say that.
Taylor Swift is said to be taking legal action against Kanye West after he spread some X-rated rumors about the pop star. Last week, he used his X account to allege she once was with Justin Bieber and Harry Styles.
I didn't know about Justin, but
At the same time.
I heard that she had dated Harry.
Yeah. So anyway,
So
Taylor
is mad.
Taylor's mad, and she's after Kanye now.
That could be a bitter, bitter fight.
There's one pop star I wouldn't want after me. It's Taylor Swift.
She'll write a song, make money off of this.
She seems scary. Mickey Rourke has exited Celebrity Big Brother UK following a series of controversial incidents involving inappropriate language and behavior. It's Mickey Rourke.
What did they think? He was the same?
You knew what you were getting. There's also he also had a heated exchange with Love Island alum Chris Hughes.
Man, and that's UK. I would watch that just to see what Mickey Rourke would do.
I mean, it's Mickey Rourke. What did they think?
I think he was just trying to be entertaining. He's like, y'all want a show? I'll give you a show. It's not like I'm a big fan of his.
Oh, no, me neither. Amy Lou Wood has criticized Saturday Night Live for its sketch, The White POTUS, which parodied her White Lotus character, Chelsea. In the skit, Sarah Sherman portrayed Chelsea with exaggerated fake teeth and a distorted accent. She said it was mean and unfunny. Such a shame. I had such a great time watching it a couple of weeks ago. Every now and then, Saturday Night Live's still pretty funny. You know who I've decided I like on Saturday Night Live?
Who?
Colin Jost.
Really?
Yeah.
Of all the ones, I would have picked him last that you would have liked.
Really?
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's funny.
I do too, but I'll tell you who I really like, and I don't know his name. He's the one from Tennessee, and he does President Trump a lot. He does it's more like a respectful portrayal more than just making fun.
Well, I mean, they're making fun of Trump like they would any other president.
Right.
I mean,
but some are meaner than others. Some look like they're making fun, and others try to really get the core.
The only president that they didn't make fun of was Biden. They make fun of him hardly any. I guess maybe they felt sorry for him or something. I don't
But
know.
that dude that plays him a lot on SNL, he is from Tennessee.
Oh, I didn't know he was from Tennessee.
Sure is.
I do. I mean, I think he does a pretty good job, but that Colin Jost, man, he does a great
I
job.
like him and Michael Che.
And
Che.
there's another guy on there I like too. I can't think of his name. He's in the Great Clips commercials.
I don't know. Mikey Day?
Mikey Day. I like Mikey Day too.
He's been there a while. He's just like solid. He can be your serious dude.
Yeah.
And then be funny.
Yeah, there's a few people on Saturday Night Live that I have started to like. I've really tried to start watching again, not Saturday night.
Yeah, no, we're usually asleep by then.
I get up so early still, even on Sundays, that I'll watch it before everybody else gets up. And so the two things I watch before everybody gets up is Saturday Night Live and then Bill Maher. And not because I agree with everything everybody says. They're just both entertaining to me.
Yeah.
And I got to watch Bill Maher before anybody else gets up because
of the language.
Yeah. Wouldn't want anyone to hear that language. Still okay to watch
horror films are gonna come.
Still okay to watch people kill people. Don't you dare cuss. It's all right to watch demons come out of people.
I don't like that.
But don't you dare cuss.
I don't like the demons.
Yeah. Coming up, we've got The Real Good. That's on the way, Sheila. Also, are we doing Ask Sheila or Ask Jason?
I'm 50-50.
I did not do well last week. The last
couple, like Thursday and Friday, I was out. You didn't get any?
hard questions.
I told you they were hard.
And Rafferty is terrible at giving hints.
So I'm better at giving hints than some?
Yeah, so you just tell me what you want to do. Ask Jason, ask Sheila.
I think I want to ask Jason.
Sounds great to me.
You can make up not doing so well, and I can try to give you good hints.
Who knows? That's all coming up here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln Cookeville. Are you tired of having to wait at a dealership to get your car serviced? Well, then you're going to love Ford Mobile Service from Ford of Cookeville. From oil changes and tire rotations to simple repairs, our certified technicians will do their thing right in your own driveway thanks to our state-of-the-art mobile service van. Let us come to you. Schedule your Ford Mobile Service now at FordLincolnCookeville.com or give us a call at 931-526-3325. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Whether you prefer the connections of a small classroom or energy of an SEC school, the University of Tennessee system has the campus for you. I'm Randy Boyd, president of the UT system, inviting you to explore our 5 unique campuses in Knoxville, Chattanooga, Pulaski, Martin, and Memphis. With scholarships like the UT Promise, nearly half of our students graduate debt-free, making a UT education attainable for every Tennessee family. Start your journey at findyourut.com. 5 campuses, one just for you.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Dream Builders Putnam Luncheon, Tuesday, May 13th from 12 to 1 p.m. at The Edge at Life Church. You'll get to hear from donors, homeowners, and volunteers. Admission is $25. And if you're interested in being a table host, please reach out to Casey at 931-528-1711, extension 6. It's Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Dream Builders Putnam Luncheon, May 13th. 12 to 1 at The Edge at Life Church.
Gentry's Power Equipment, your trusted Exmark dealer in Cookeville. For over 35 years, Exmark has been pioneering innovation, offering legendary durability and unmatched cut quality. Whether you're a professional landscaper or a homeowner, our range of commercial and residential mowers is designed to meet your needs. Hurry in for 0% financing for 48 months on select models, just in time for spring mowing. Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road, Cookeville, where big boy toys are their specialty.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the palatial Willow Window Studios. So funny.
Because you said that one when we were being interviewed by Chelsea Dartez.
I know, yeah.
You said the palatial Star Motor Inn. It's the clip.
Yeah.
Where all the stars go.
I saw her, I guess it was Thursday last week, and she was talking about me saying the palatial Star Motor Inn.
There's so many people that have said that to me now.
Really?
Yeah. So let's face it, you probably won that Firefly Festival, and they just threw me in because they felt sorry for me.
I still can't believe that. We'll need to call Blair and find out
if that
how that happened.
Is it because we were listed separately?
Yeah, I don't.
But I do think
Maybe they just added them all up together or something, or maybe nobody voted and Blair was like, "Screw it."
Blair, tell us the lowdown.
Yeah.
It's so hard for you to believe that we want it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never
I
thought.
didn't expect it.
Again, I expected Freaky Dave or Philip Gibbons to win. They win everything. So I'd automatically chalked it up to, that's cool that we're even in here.
Yeah. It's nice that they realized we were even on the radio.
Man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I just chalked it up. Well, that's Freaky Dave's to win, or Philip, or somebody. Anyway, every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it The Real Good. Tammy Conzier was dining with her son at a restaurant in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, when she struck up a conversation with the server named Betty.
Oh, Betty sounds sweet.
Tammy learned that Betty was still working at 81 years old, not by choice, but out of necessity. She had to earn extra money from this job just to cover her bills. Hoping to give Betty a boost, Tammy shared the story on social media and then set up a GoFundMe. Well, it was supposed to be the goal was to raise $25,000, but hundreds of thousands of dollars came in, which was more than enough for Betty to quit her job at the restaurant and hopefully enough for her to remain comfortably retired.
That's awesome.
Betty, of course, was shocked by the news of the fundraiser. I guess I better get a financial advisor, she said. Oh, Betty. Hundreds of customers at a McDonald's in Haverhill, Massachusetts, were treated to a free meal last Wednesday thanks to a very generous stranger. The franchise owner, David, and his daughter, Christine, say an unknown man walked into the restaurant, handed the cashier a huge wad of cash, and said he wanted to pay for everyone's meal until the money ran out. So between 1:30 and 5 p.m., an anonymous donor paid for 356 meals.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, it
is. A lot
is.
of meals, a lot of paying for stuff.
Well, I mean, you go through drive-through anymore, it's still $12, no matter what.
Usually more than that.
With each prepaid meal served, customers also received a card that Christine printed up, which read, "You just received a random act of kindness. An anonymous Haverhill neighbor has paid for your McDonald's meal today. We hope this brightened your day. If you feel compelled, pay it forward to someone in your own way." Inspired by the man's generosity, Christine and her father have made a donation to the Ronald McDonald House.
Nice.
So to Tammy and Betty and to the McDonald's in Haverhill, Massachusetts, y'all are real good. And whoever that anonymous donor was, too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's time now for Ask Jason. And these questions are about work. So work-related questions. In a survey, 1/3 of all office workers said this is the only thing they like about going to work. What is it?
Okay, tell me that one more time.
Now, you were reading your phone.
No, I wasn't. I just wasn't paying attention. I forgot to pay attention.
I forgot to pay attention. I'll use that next time. In a survey, 1/3 of all office workers said this is the only thing they like about going to work.
Their coworkers.
That's what I would have said, but it's wrong.
Free coffee.
No. This sometimes causes drama.
I got no idea.
Yeah, you do.
This sometimes causes drama, like at work or at home.
At work.
Free food, and you get food.
Does that cause drama?
I don't know.
Office gossip.
Oh,
That's
office.
what they like about going to work.
I can see that. I mean,
they find out everything too.
Yeah. I don't like.
You would have got that.
Well, you know, I'm not a big fan of office gossip.
That's why I said it causes drama. Because I think it does a lot.
Yeah.
Now, if you're gossiping about what's happening around town, that's just the news.
Yeah, that's right.
But office gossip's not always great.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of office gossip.
No, all the mean girls gang up on you.
Yeah.
I mean, that hasn't happened to me.
No, we got a pretty good spot.
We do now.
Yeah, we don't really gossip. We just tell people what's going on.
Your second question.
All right, let's get it.
Research shows that you will be perceived as being more important than you really are if you do this at work. What is it?
Be perceived as more important.
Yeah.
If you do this at work.
No, this sounds funny to me. The answer is funny to me.
Carry an iPad or something around.
No.
Have a nice computer bag or something.
That looks very professional sometimes.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Wear a sports jacket.
No.
Well, then I don't know, Sheila.
Walk fast. It's funny, isn't it? I'm like, I would have never gotten this.
Now, there's sometimes where,
And I didn't know. I'm not a good hint giver on that because I thought I can't give you a hint without telling you.
And here, when I walk fast, I can see that I'm trying to look busier because I don't want to stop down and talk. Because if I do walk slow, people think I'm not in a hurry,
Busy,
and they'll want to talk to me.
and you're always busy.
So
And Jason's so laid back. He walks slow.
I walk pretty slow anyway.
He's like easy going, but he's busy even when he's easy going.
Well, I mean,
Or at least that's how he
what?
acts to me.
Am I going to walk real fast so I get somewhere 0.03 seconds faster than if I'd have just
But
used
when you're trying to
use
avoid somebody, speed up
my
a little.
normal gait?
Normal gait.
Yeah.
You're like a walking horse. You got a
Sure.
gait.
Yeah.
Last question.
These are terrible.
Well, you haven't got either one of them.
No,
I think you'll do better on
I'm
this
sucking out loud.
one. 30% of people surveyed said they have arrived at work with this. What is it? I would think maybe Monday morning they'd arrive with this more than any other day of the week. After a weekend.
A hangover?
Yeah.
Hey, there you go, Sheila.
One for Jason.
Way to go. That was a good hint. Poor old Rafferty. He's not a good hint giver.
Well, I didn't give you a hint on that second one, walking fast, because I was like, I don't even know.
Who would have thought?
That's why it was funny to me.
But I can see that.
Walking fast, you're perceived as more important. You know what people have said that you're perceived as more important or smarter? When you're tall. So, no wonder y'all think I'm so silly.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I mean, I don't know. It's not
I
right.
mean, this 5'3" girl, you ain't got a chance, right? But I just keep going anyway, y'all.
I don't think that's right, Sheila. I think that's mean to short people.
Yeah, it is, but I think it is true.
Hey, tonight on Hub Plus, it's Monday Night Baseball. I think finally the weather's going to hold out where we can actually do it. And it's Upperman and Cumberland County tonight.
Oh, that'd be a good game.
The game is in Baxter if you're going to go see it live. But if not, you'll be able to watch it on Hub Plus. That starts at 5:30. Upperman versus Cumberland County. Monday Night Baseball on Hub Plus. You can download that on Roku. You can watch it on channel 192 on Twin Lakes and Comcast or Spectrum or whatever it's called. And of course on the UCR family of networks. That'll also be on their main YouTube page as well. So plenty of ways for you to watch Upperman, Cumberland County play high school baseball this evening. Good morning, Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back with Sparta Mayor Jerry Lowry. Hang on.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB, Cookeville.
Got him. CJ Papa, Fox News. 38-year-old Cody Ballmer, identified by authorities in Pennsylvania as the man who jumped over a fence and evaded state troopers after setting fire to the governor's mansion. A state's leader outraged at the attempt on him and his family during Passover.
We celebrated our faith last night proudly, and in a few hours we will celebrate our second Seder of Passover again proudly. No one will deter me or my family or any Pennsylvanian from celebrating their faith openly and proudly.
Fox's Alicia Cunha with more.
New charges in the attack on the Pennsylvania governor's home. Police say a man was arrested for an early morning fire that damaged the home of Josh Shapiro. Shapiro, his family, and another family escaped. The fire was set in the room where the families were celebrating Passover. No one was hurt.
Ballmer is charged with attempted murder, arson, and terrorism. The Dauphin County DA's office said earlier today part of the home was badly damaged. He's a key friend for President Trump, who's been sending his nation alleged criminal aliens.
President Nayib Bukele has emerged as a leading ally for President Trump in Latin America, opening up a notorious Salvadoran prison to house suspected gang members deported from the U.S.
We very much appreciate President Bukele and El Salvador's cooperation in the repatriation of El Salvadorian gang members who the previous administration allowed to infiltrate our country.
The White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt did not say if the administration plans to work with Bukele about the return of a Salvadoran migrant wrongly deported to his home country. The Supreme Court says the federal government is required to facilitate Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia's release. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Justice Department confirms Kilmar Abrego Garcia is alive and detained at the Secot prison in El Salvador. America's listening to Fox News.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Don't get suckered into the same old free phone game by Big Wireless. There is a better way. Pure Talk, my sponsor, my wireless company, has a better offer. A brand new free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan for $35 a month. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 15 gigs of data, all on America's most dependable 5G network. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk for your free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan. Pure Talk, wireless by Americans for Americans.
Well, Congress in recess for a couple of weeks, but that does not mean Washington, D.C. closes down. The courts are open for what many are considering the biggest trial in the history of a social media behemoth. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more.
Testimony is expected from Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, as well as former COO Sheryl Sandberg and other current and former Meta executives. At issue are allegations from the Federal Trade Commission that Meta monopolizes the personal social networking market. The FTC says Meta should not have been allowed to buy Instagram for $1 billion in 2012 and WhatsApp for $19 billion in 2014. Meta says it's not a monopoly and that buying the two platforms has not hurt competition. The trial is expected to last weeks and could result in the company divesting Instagram and WhatsApp. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Devices like smartphones, iPhones, laptops are exempt from what's known as reciprocal tariffs, but White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller on Fox's Sunday Morning Future says
there are no exemptions. Everyone pays at least the 20%.
Fox's Gernal Scott has more on the tariff picture.
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick supports the president's use of tariffs, saying bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. is a national security issue. If we don't,
we're going to be the thinker for the rest of the world that they're going to manufacture. And if someday they say, gee, we're not sending it to you, we'll be nothing.
Massachusetts Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren sides with the Constitution, which says when the president says an emergency warrants tariffs,
it is then up to Congress to say, okay,
okay by standing by, or to say, no, there is not the kind of emergency that you have declared.
Both were on ABC's this week. Senator Warren says a vote in about 2 weeks will show if any Republicans support her position. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Rory McIlroy captures his first green jacket, winning the Masters in a thrilling sudden death playoff over Justin Rose. I'm CJ Papa. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A 34-year-old man died after being shot in the parking lot of Cookeville's Get Axed location on South Jefferson Avenue Friday. Cookeville police identified the deceased as Ashton Bohannon. Police said they detained and interviewed the alleged shooter, identified as 22-year-old Zerico Purnell, but no charges filed at this time. Additional details expected to be released later today. Tennessee House members have passed a bill to codify access to birth control and fertility treatments. Senate members unanimously passed a similar version last month. After passage in the House, the bill goes back to the Senate for a final procedural vote before going to Governor Bill Lee's desk for approval. The DeKalb County Board of Education has tabled action on a resolution to accept one-time teacher bonuses as part of Tennessee's Universal School Voucher Program. WJLE Smithville reports that the school system will look at funding those bonuses locally instead. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Good morning, Cookeville's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Sheila is back. It's good to have Miss Sheila back. We all missed you. And also Mayor Jerry Lowry here in the studio.
Good to have you back.
Always good to be here with you. I appreciate the invite, and it's always fun to just listen to you on the way. And when we get here, we just have a great time. So thank you for having me.
Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it seems like, and I'm having a hard time remembering all the stuff, but it seems like a lot of things have been happening in Sparta.
Sparta, we're doing great. You know, I've told people many times. Everybody says, you know, we want this restaurant. Cookville's got this restaurant. Why can't we get a Old Charlie's? Why can't we get this? Why can't we? You know, Sparta's population does not allow. They want traffic. They want lots of traffic. Mm-hmm. And so I've told everybody. I said, quit trying to compete with Cookeville. Let's embrace Cookeville's growth. Make it a where we have nice places to eat and people want to come visit in our state parks and areas around, and make that a destination spot for people to come in and use that to our advantage. And I think it's working.
Yeah.
And, but I think I understand what you're saying, though, because I think this area, everybody comes from all around, especially on the weekends, too. They visit the other counties and come from all around. Mm-hmm. And I feel like those big industries don't take that into consideration, or big restaurants and everything.
No, they don't. And listen, it's no secret, Cookeville is flat out booming.
Oh yeah,
the traffic is unreal.
The traffic.
It's for sure unreal. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and it's a good thing to have it. And I see all the work. You made mention this morning of road closures and milling roads and paving roads, and that's just a product of just trying to keep up the infrastructure with the growth that's going on. If you don't keep it up, then you're behind and you can't bring in business. You got to have the I call it the underground stuff. That's not you say it's not sexy. The underground sewers.
That's right.
The underground sewers, the water lines, the gas lines, all the things.
It's the stuff that nobody likes to talk about. It's not the pretty things.
Right.
But
if you don't have it, the industries are not coming. They need to have that.
That's right.
And the businesses, they've got to have it, or your sewer capacity, and there's just a whole lot of stuff that takes place when you're bringing stuff in and have this growth, and you got to have a really good vision out in front to prepare it to be ready for it.
That's like, talking about high school, we were talking to Corby King last week about all the, graduation time. We were also talking about how kids now can get learn a skill.
Yes.
And be licensed and ready to go. Are they sexy? Are they doctors or lawyers? Well, no, but sometimes they make just as much.
Oh, yeah.
And just as needed. And they're getting out of high school with that training now. So sometimes it is the unsexy stuff.
You can come out of high school with a plumbing certificate. You can if the schools would put it. I had this talk last week with our school system that you could come out of high school with a plumbing certificate and go to work right now for $20-$30 an hour.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's no joke.
Right now,
I know.
And who don't need a plumber every now and then?
Well,
hey, hint,
at the rate things are getting built.
That's right.
I mean,
heating and air.
Yeah,
everybody has it. Have that in your school systems.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they make good money, and they make good money right now.
Right now, and will continue to.
That's right.
So, I think that's so cool. They didn't offer that kind of stuff.
No, my background is in education. I retired 33 years in the school system, and I'm a strong advocate for career tech.
Yeah.
And let people get that training because it's needed. And listen, when industries come in talking about growth, one of the questions they ask us and leaders is what about your workforce? Can you supply a workforce for
Right.
you? Have you got skilled people that can do these jobs? And sometimes you look and go, you know what? We're working on it.
Yeah.
But they need to know that if I'm going to employ 100 people, have you got 100 people I can use in my industry?
Right.
Well, and there's so much industry coming to this area as well. So let's get back on Sparta because there's some exciting things happening in Sparta that is sexy.
There you go. We just had Bales open up. Just had a grand opening with that. We Waffle House is. I don't know if you've been to Formalgi's on the square. It's a new cheese and wine place.
What?
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
Isn't it the same folks that own
the Mariucci's?
Yeah.
And then we've got a Brothers Tavern right there on the square. There's a lot of options on the square. And so, but the Formalgi's is, if you're stopping through there through the day, they're not open at night, but
I'm glad you pronounced it because we didn't know how to pronounce
exotic cheeses and things. And they got this lemon honey cheese. It's amazing.
Lemon honey cheese.
It's amazing. It
Okay.
tastes almost like a cheesecake, almost, kind of, sort of.
Wow.
But they got all the various stuff, the salamis, all the various exotic meats and stuff. So it's really it's an interesting place. That's going on. We just had a field tie section open up in Sparta on the square down there. We've had a homemade leatherworks just opened up last week.
Ooh, I bet that smells awesome.
Yeah, I hadn't even been in there yet. They just opened up, got his business license Thursday. I was going out of town Friday, so I'm going to go over there probably today or tomorrow. But yeah, there's just a lot happening. We got sidewalk projects like Cookeville's got. We've got, splash pad steel blend. I made a list of stuff here. There's just a lot of stuff. And then you take the running of the government. I mean, we're staying pretty busy.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. Just watching what's going on in Sparta and White County. New chamber president Brent Young, who I think will do
He's doing great.
a great job. If anybody was born for a job,
yes,
it's that guy for that job.
And he is a Sparta man. He was born and raised in Sparta.
Yeah.
I don't live far from the chamber. He's one of my aldermen on my board.
Yeah. And he's been an alderman for many years now.
Yes, at least 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, we've got a great working relationship with him, and we felt like that when he had applied, he was very good with, because listen, he's doing it, he's living it.
Yeah.
He's into it all, and he's going to do a great job.
Yeah, and he cares about Sparta and the businesses in Sparta, and of course
Is he on the fair board too? I know he has a lot to do with the fair.
Yeah, he's on the fair board too. Yeah,
he's immersed in everything.
Yeah. Well, he's a Cookeville Communications alum as well, so
we'll claim him.
We always support our own. More with Sparta Mayor Jerry Lowry coming up here in just a little bit, so stick around with us here on Good Morning Cookeville.
Sean Hannity here with some important advice. There's only one real estate agent I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Heather Skender Newton with Skender Newton Realty. She services the entire Cookeville area. Just Google Skender Newton Realty.
You enjoy the thrill of gambling, but what happens when it becomes a problem? Whether you want to cut back or quit gambling altogether, the Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling for over 2 decades. We're here to help, not to judge. The Gambling Clinic is a Tennessee-based clinic offering in-person and telehealth support to help people win back their life. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Brought to you by the Gambling Clinic, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Hundreds of Upper Cumberland residents need help today as they struggle with disease, sickness, or injury. When you give, 100% of your gift goes to help right here in our community. Learn more at cookvilleregionalcharity.org.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Our dedicated team crafts custom solutions featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Reach out to us today for your complimentary estimate. 931 Window 1.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Trust Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Good people over there. If you're looking for a real estate agent, they're trustworthy. They know what they're doing. If you want to be a real estate agent, or if you are a real estate agent and they're just looking to maybe move, give them a try. Find out what they're all about. You can give them a call, go to their website, or stop by their location. Elevate Real Estate. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio at 718.
And Sparta Mayor Jerry Lowry joins us this morning. We've been talking about the growth everywhere, and Sparta is growing too. And you know what I think is great about Sparta? You always have extra events that really get the people that live there to come out and just have fun. And there's something coming up in May that is the sock hop. And I just love that we don't hear about sock hops anymore.
No, not much.
If you get a chance to come May 17th, sock hop, the group 4 on the Floor. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They've been coming, I think, for 20-something years.
Wow.
We just set them up, and it's a big deal on the square. We have the cruise in. We shut the square down. And,
I love that square. It's so beautiful.
You know, people bring their lawn chairs and sit out, and they have about a 3.5-hour concert, and it's just a lot of fun. Vendors and things like that will be around for food items and things. Of course, they got all the stuff around the square to eat. But
that kind of kicks off the summer in a way.
Yeah, music's great. You know, we have the hula hoop contest and the twist off and all that stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
You good hula hooper?
I'm not a good hula hooper.
Me neither. No. I don't have enough hips.
Yeah, that's me. That's it.
I think if I had some hips, I could get it done.
Elvis would have been a good.
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah,
Would he? I mean,
I think he would have.
I don't know. He was a little too choppy, I think, to be a good. You got to be smooth when you're hula hooping.
Those hips.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure Elvis would have done any good.
The ones that win it, they're usually females, and they're just in a rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like they're not even moving.
It's like they're in a zone.
Yeah, I don't have. There's no way. What else?
And doing the basketball on your finger.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do that. That's hard. I can hula hoop better than I can do the basketball thing.
That's good, Sheila. That's not going on at sock hop though.
No,
basketball.
You won't make me do a basketball and hula hoop at the same time.
No.
Whew, I don't know if I can do that.
It's voluntary too. You don't have to get into it.
And that's May 17th.
May 17th.
Well, that'll be a bunch of fun to come to that
Yeah.
and explore Sparta a little bit because there is some. You haven't been to Sparta in a minute. There's all kinds of new things and.
You're missing out if you haven't been because I mean. I do love Liberty Square, and there's always some fun. Like in the spring and summer, y'all do have a lot of events that go on.
We try to. We have every third Friday night. We have a bluegrass. We have a green market where everybody brings their wares and goods and certain things and sells it there on the square. And then at the amphitheater on the square, we have a free bluegrass concert. So people come in and get 2 bluegrass bands. Local bands come through, or some of them drive in, And
they're good too.
Yeah, they're good. It's a good time for that. So that'll be starting up pretty soon when the summer hits. So yeah, we're excited.
What now is Waffle House there, or is it still coming, or what's the deal?
Waffle House is putting several. They're building several Waffle Houses across the nation. Tennessee, and they gave us. We have the plans at the city hall already approved. Just waiting on them to start construction at the old Sonic place right there. Used to be, the Sonic moved to a bigger area, and so it's going to be right there, right in the middle of Bachman Way on the west end. So yeah, we're excited.
I mean, I love a good Waffle House.
That's right, smothered and scattered, baby.
Yeah, scattered, smothered, covered,
I wasn't
chunk.
even thinking when you said house, I was thinking that y'all already had one.
There's
so
a
I'm
Huddle House.
Huddle
Yeah.
House, probably what I'm thinking of.
Now, from what I understand, these Waffle Houses, they just basically come in parts, and as soon as they get the pad down, it's almost done.
Yeah, it happens quick, and then they get everything cooked together and open up and
Almost as quick as they make a waffle.
That's right.
I mean, it is crazy how they put those things together.
And
I
I've
mean,
never had a bad meal at a Waffle House.
well, now
I haven't.
I mean, it's happening. They're not.
Has it?
They're not.
It hasn't with me.
It's a cultural experience.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now it doesn't happen often, but I love Waffle House, so I eat there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And through the years, I've eaten at Waffle House a ton. And I could probably,
There's been a few where it's been.
sure. Well, you could say any restaurant, you might get a bad deal every now and then, but
Well, they stay open 24/7, and so you've got after ball games and stuff. A lot of restaurants close; they're open.
oh yeah, it'll be slammed after a ball game. Yeah, and
Grand Slam?
that's Denny's.
That's not them.
That's Denny's.
That's the All-Stars, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
All-Stars.
at Grand Slam's Denny's All Stars Waffle House. Come
Is
on,
the Denny's coming too? Let's start
come
that
on,
rumor.
Sheila.
Yeah, it'll be started when you said it. It's in.
Yeah.
The rumor is in.
I've been trying to get a rumor started that the old Shoney's in Cookeville's going to be a Hooters, but nobody will believe that. But here's what I do want. I'm going to start advocating for this. That Demos.
Oh yes.
Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that old Shoney spot.
I'm gonna tell you another one that is really good. There's a place in Nashville called Hugh Babies.
I've not.
Never heard of it.
You need next time you're in Nashville, you need to go get you one of their burgers, and it's
Hugh Babies.
And they got the homemade the homemade milkshakes, and it's a burger joint. It's a fast food, but it's really good.
All right.
Hugh Babies.
We were talking too about some of the unsexy stuff that has to happen in a town for it
I'm gonna
to.
have to make count of how many times you've said sexy and unsexy today. He's used it a lot. You started it.
He
You
started. The mayor started it.
But he was just, he said, like you've said, he was.
Right. Well, but some of that a lot of that's been going on in Sparta as you've been getting ready for what comes next for Sparta.
We're looking at we're building a state park up on a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
The state has put $28 million. That visitor center and trail system is started. So that's going to be huge. We're still working on our splash pad. Government regulations is driving me crazy with splash. I saw Cookeville's getting one. That's something that we're trying to get, and we still got small businesses still coming in and looking. I'm pursuing to get a Aldi's in Sparta. I don't know if I can get there. I've met with some people.
A what?
Aldi's, like a Aldi's grocery.
Yeah.
Oh, Aldi's.
Aldi's.
Well, hey, Sparta lingo.
I thought maybe getting an Audi dealership in Sparta.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
dadgum.
I'm saying it wrong.
No, it's Aldi's.
Aldi's. Okay, Aldi's.
That's what they say on their commercial anyway.
And I've met with a couple investors about a hotel. We don't have a name brand, a chain hotel. One of our vendors that does a lot of weddings and stuff said they have recommended over 1,000 people last year to Cookeville hotels because Sparta we don't have one. We really have one motel, and we need a name brand that people can trust and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's something we're looking at, and really not a favorable thing. It's appraisal year for taxes, property taxes, and that's going on. And I don't know if you know how that works, but let me know time-wise, but I'll tell you real quick. And it's happening right here in Cookeville as well. So the state will give us a rate. The county and the cities will decide whether they keep the state rate or keep it where it's at. And then, of course, your appraisal is going to go up, so everybody's going to get a tax increase. And what the state recommends us to do is to lower our property tax rate, so the appraisal rate, so the consumers don't get hit with a thing. And a lot of counties and a lot of cities do not accept that rate and keep it high, so you get a serious 20, 30, or 40% property tax increase. So I'm telling people right now, the city of Sparta is going to accept that rate. We're going to lower ours so it's not a big hit. And if you don't want that to happen, you need to be talking to your county commissioners and your alderman, your councilman right now.
I'm going to go put some cars up on blocks in my yard then. Lower my property value.
It's funny.
But yeah, that's happening right now.
The Airbnb market in Sparta and White County is big. I do know that. Even though there's no hotels, the Airbnb or Vrbo, all that stuff, which, by the way, still collects taxes, right? Mm-hmm. And still funds a lot of things.
Yeah, ours is low right now just because it's a low revenue thing. We don't bank on that at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's over 100, and you don't realize that in Sparta, but there's a lot of people that's doing that, and it's a trustworthy place that you can go, and get the Airbnbs and stuff like that. So
yeah,
we stayed at a cabin this weekend in Pigeon Forge, same thing. So it's a thing that's for real.
Well, there's I believe it was I don't remember the number, but the 14 counties, the Upper Cumberland counties, did as much money in tourism as Gatlinburg and the Smokies did. I mean, that's where we're at in tourism dollars and how much it matters. And that, talking about property tax, those tourism dollars from other people in other states,
they help that.
They do help our, keep that property tax a little bit down. Otherwise, they'd be getting it from all of us instead of all these people from Illinois that are coming down to go, ooh, a waterfall, So we're blessed to have these natural wonders and great places to stay, which you're right, we do need more, because even the hotels in Cookeville are sold out most of the time.
With the gentrification of Nashville's and stuff like that, where they don't have, they're knocking everything down. They're putting houses all grouped together. Nobody has a yard anymore.
Yeah.
They build a little restaurant real close where you don't have to even get on a vehicle. They close to where you work. So you Uber or take electric bike, something to your place.
Yeah.
They don't want you to leave. So on the weekends, people want to get out of there.
That's right.
They're looking for places like this to come.
That's 100%. And we're reaping the rewards for that.
That is correct.
Sparta Mayor Jerry Lowry here in the studio with us. No offense to the other mayors, but probably our favorite mayor.
Well, I appreciate it.
We do have a lot of fun.
I mean, we do have a lot of fun with him. I mean, he's a good dude, too. So, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
I appreciate all y'all do.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window studio. Hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A 34-year-old man died after being shot in the parking lot of Cookeville's Get Axed location on South Jefferson Avenue Friday. Cookeville police identified the deceased as Ashton Bohannon. Police said they detained and interviewed the alleged shooter, identified as 22-year-old Zerico Purnell, but no charges filed at this time. Additional details expected to be released later today. Tennessee House members had passed a bill to codify access to birth control and fertility treatments. Senate members unanimously passed a similar version last month. After passage in the House, the bill goes back to the Senate for final procedural vote before going to Governor Bill Lee's desk for approval. The DeKalb County Board of Education has tabled action on a resolution to accept one-time teacher bonuses as part of Tennessee's Universal School Voucher Program. WJLE Smithville reports that the school system will look at funding those bonuses locally instead. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report. Rory McIlroy finally completed the career Grand Slam on the PGA Tour yesterday, winning the Masters in a playoff. McIlroy beat Justin Rose on the first playoff hole with a birdie. Both finished 11 under after the first 72 holes. Rory missed a winning par putt on 18 to win in regulation before recording a birdie to win the first playoff hole and become just the 6th player ever to complete the career Grand Slam. The Los Angeles Clippers beat the Golden State Warriors 124-119 in overtime to secure the 5th seed in the West yesterday. With the loss, the Warriors are the first team in the play-in tournament. The Timberwolves are in the 6th seed in the Western Conference. The Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles baseball team beat Southern Indiana 13-3 in 7 innings yesterday. They improved to 9-3 in the OVC and 24-13 overall. Head coach Matt Braga also won his 601st career game and is now 5 shy of breaking the Tech program record of 555. Join us tonight for some high school baseball as Upperman and Cumberland County battle for the 1 seed in 7-3A. First pitch is set for 5:30 in Baxter with myself and Noel McKay on the call on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
A 9-time convicted felon back behind bars in Metro Jail in Nashville. LaPrince Beach arrested for allegedly running a drug operation out of the South Nashville home. Authorities recovered over 1,200 grams of cocaine, 129 grams of marijuana, packing materials, and loaded guns. Beach is facing over a dozen drug and weapons charges, and he's being held on a $177,000 bond. Meantime, in Memphis, an investigation underway after a girl was shot at a park near Overton High School. Police say the teenager was fighting with other people Thursday at Willow Park in the 4700 block of Willow Road when someone in a silver SUV fired shots. The teenager was hospitalized in critical condition and the school placed on temporary lockdown. A 16-year-old boy was arrested and charged with attempted murder. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
You may not realize how important 3 letters can be. For a patient who needs type A, B, or O blood, these letters can mean life, but there simply aren't enough people giving blood. Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs it, but only about 3% of the population donates. Without more donors, hospitals may not have the blood needed to save lives. That's why the American Red Cross needs people to help restore the A's, B's, and O's that are depleting each day. When you make your appointment to donate blood at redcrossblood.org/missing types, you can help give strength to kids. adults, parents, and grandparents who face life and death challenges. From cancer patients to accident survivors waiting for critical surgeries, your generosity can give someone more life. Don't wait until the letters A, B, and O are missing from hospital shelves. You are the missing type patients need. Visit redcrossblood.org/missing types or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make your donation appointment today.
Death row inmates asking Governor Bill Lee to halt executions until March 2026, citing safety concerns with the state's new lethal injection method. Advocates say the single-dose procedure lacks safeguards and increased the risk of suffering. Executions are set to resume next month. The recovery mission for the teens missing in Loudoun County continuing, with 2 teen boys stealing a car early Wednesday morning, leading police on a chase before they jumped from the I-75 bridge into the Tennessee River. The body of one was found Friday, the second one found Sunday afternoon, the third teenager currently in police custody. The city of Knoxville says a $150 million donation to build a new science museum withdrawn by Jim Clayton. The mayor calls it a disappointing decision. Shelbyville police searching for a missing elderly woman, 84-year-old Sarah Paget, last seen by friends on April 4th, reported missing Thursday. She might be driving a blue Nissan Sentra with Tennessee plates. Anyone with information is asked to call police. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Monday morning forecast. Warm and windy conditions are in store for us today. We'll see mostly sunny skies with highs around 80, southwest wind around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting to 30 miles per hour at times. Showers and a few thunderstorms are likely overnight with lows around 50. Tomorrow will be partly sunny and cooler with highs in the lower 60s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400.
Good morning,
The Hub.
Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. Good morning, Cookeville's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. And we're live here. Already said that in the Willow Window Studio. So nice, had to say it twice.
That's right. That's no problem. I'm sure Jonathan Norris won't mind that.
It's 7:36 now.
And from the UT Ag Extension Department, we've got Wayne Key. Because it's spring, we always have Wayne in when it's spring because people start planting and they start planting. And we probably got another couple of cold snaps before we really start getting in good with the planting.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot still to come. The weather's going to change quite a bit, but it is a great time to start planting. And that's where we got to get started.
Planning.
You
not planting.
Planning, not planting.
That's exactly right.
Y'all spring fever people out there are getting in a little too. My wife is just like at the starting gate, ready for that gun to fire. That it's planting time.
I'm sure in January she was planning on planting.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That was crazy.
I've already myself even got a few things lined up, some seeds bought, but no, they're not in the ground. The garden's prepared and prepped, and I've done all the necessary steps, and that's a few things I definitely want to tell people when you're planning and getting started. The very first thing to tell people to do is take a soil test and bring it to our office. We can send that to the laboratory for you and tell you what nutrients are required to grow the crops that you want to grow in your garden this summer, and that's the first step. Otherwise, you're just guessing. You're just throwing triple 19 out there, triple 10. You're just fertilizing just on a whim. You have no idea how much fertilizer to put and nutrients. And so that's a great place for people to start.
Let's be honest. Is that what most of us do?
No, a lot of people don't. They just simply, Grandpa always did the triple 10 thing, and we threw it out there and just it in.
That's what we're used to.
That's what we're used to. But people can save some money because if your nutrients levels are up there where you're not having to add anything, you can save a lot of money that way.
Yeah.
So just and that way and you got a good peace of mind to know that the nutrients are right. You've got the necessary stuff in the soil to grow tomatoes and sweet corn and popcorn and whatever.
And it's not that hard. The soil test, I've done that before, and it's just a couple of bags of dirt here and there. You got to dig down so far. It's not like it's you don't have to be scientific. They're scientific for you. You're just filling up some Ziploc bags, right?
Yeah, go in that garden spot, about 10 different locations, 4 to 6 inches deep. Bring up, I usually tell people like a golf ball or, it was Masters Week, so golf ball size amount of soil or an ice cream scoop or whatever, and put that in a clean bag and go to 10 different places around the garden spot and do the same thing until you have those 10 golf ball or those 10 little scoops in that bag and bring that to us to the office. We can send that to the lab. It takes about 10 days to get your sample
Now, are there really that much differences, you think?
There can be.
Okay.
There can be, depending on where your garden's located. But by doing a multiple samples like that, 10 different areas, then you get a good representation of that whole area, not just one spot in the center, for example. So we try to tell people to really, really get several samples around, whether it's your lawn or your garden or whatever you're sampling for, get several samples at different locations.
So this may be a stupid question. Does it change throughout the year? Like every year it could change. So it's good to do this every year.
Yeah, the one most important thing people don't really test for, and this results from our tests from the UT lab, will tell you your pH. And for plants to grow, that pH has to be in a certain range, like 6 to 7 in the pH scale. And so if your soil is off a little bit, a little too acidic or too basic, the plants can't draw up the nutrients that you're putting down. So that's the first thing to try to tell people is when we're sampling, we want to make sure that we have the right pH for people. And that way they know what to do and what to put on. So if we continually add fertilizer over years, that nitrogen we add to the soil can change the pH and make it too acidic. So yes, and the great thing too is once you take that soil sample, the results are good for 3 years.
Oh, really?
Right.
Now, what if somebody wants to be completely organic? Can you I know you're talking about different fertilizers and things like that, but if they wanted to be organic, they didn't want to put the chemical stuff.
Yeah, if you don't want to use a man-made, a chemical fertilizer, then we really recommend like a mushroom compost added to your garden.
But you can help with that based on the results of the tests.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So if it recommends X amount of nutrients of nitrogen, for example, X units of nitrogen, we can help you with adding, like if you add a fertilizer, for example, a manure, for example, that's a great idea to keep things organic and not be using those chemicals. So we can certainly help people with that.
Had an old timer. I had these weeds come up in my field, and then at fall they would turn white at the top, and they'd fly off. But then they just this brown sagey looking stuff,
sage grass. Yeah,
and so so this old timer told me. I mean, he just looked at my field and he goes, "You need lime."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you tell by what is growing naturally what your soil needs? Is that for real thing? Because sometimes these old timers are like spot on.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's just an old wives' tale.
Well, I can tell you that sage grass or broom sedge, when you see it growing, it's an indicator of poor fertility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most generic university extension answer I can give you. So with that being said, then yes, pulling those soil samples, more than likely 9 out of 10 times you have an acidic soil.
Okay.
So lime will help to bring that into balance. And so, yeah, those sage grasses like acidic soils, poor fertility soils that don't have a lot of organic material in them. They've got a lot of clays.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of soils that sage grass really comes in on. And it's a slow process. Sage grass comes in, as that soil becomes more and more acidic, it starts to creep in there. So you have a little bit one year and a little bit more the next year. Next thing you know, you pass by neighbors and you've seen fields down the road that are just solid.
Yeah.
And that's just because they've been neglected. They've either been overgrazed or clipped too close to the ground, and we've allowed those weed seed to germinate. And so that's how those really come in there.
Yeah. Everybody around me's got that. Got that going, and it's been a fight.
It's common. If I could just invent a spray or a herbicide that would kill that.
Oh yeah.
Well, but between that and wild blackberries, wild blackberries seem to be really something this year, and so do dandelions. Dandelions.
That's true. And there's no indication there on dandelions. There's not a particular reason that we're seeing more. It's just climatic.
They seem to be very hardy.
They are
like
hardy.
every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it just seemed like this. I don't know if it is or if I'm just being more particular this year, but it seems like there's a lot more dandelions this year than there has been in the past. But I don't really know. I could be making all that up.
Dandelions like good soil. So if you've got dandelions growing, you probably got a good organic material in your soil. So that's a good indicator, really.
That's so funny because in my yard, I have all these dandelions, and in the field, it's that sage.
Mm-hmm.
So my yard is doing okay.
In good shape. Yep.
But my field sucks out loud.
Probably. Without doing a soil test, I don't know. We're guessing here. We're guessing.
But that old timer was, he was telling you right about the lime.
Yeah, well, he was saying you need to lime this.
He's correct, because that's true most 90% of the time is when you see a field like that, it's an indicator of poor fertility. So you have an acidic soil more than likely, and limestone will help balance that out and allow the grasses to grow more and over-compete against those sages. And it's going to take 2 or 3 times adding lime and really kind of fighting that stuff back. Getting more seed in the ground, if that's the case. If you're trying to grow a pasture or a hayfield, adding more seed, more competition is good against those kind of sages. So getting the pH right, getting the soil right, the fertility right, and then continue to add grasses in there. And there's some other tricks. When we start seeing that stuff in the summertime, usually around July, it's green, it's light green. You see it. It shoots up there about knee high. Clipping that stuff, bush hogging, mowing that stuff that time of year, and keeping it suppressed and not going to that seed head with those white fluffies, because when you see the white fluffies flying in the fall,
it's going to spread.
You're reseeding that.
Right, but how do you fight that if everybody else is just letting it roll?
That's true, because those seeds, you know how light they are. They'll just fly across the field into your neighbors and from your neighbors, and they'll travel quite long distances. So it's a competitive battle. I mean, that's for sure.
We'll be back with Wayne Key here in just a little bit. I know everybody's chomping at the bit to start getting that garden planted. We'll talk a little bit about what can and can't be planted right now if you just have to plant something. And we'll talk about vegetables and flowers, if that's okay.
That sounds good.
All right. Stick with us, guys. We'll be right back. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio and brought to you by Elevate Real Estate.
You know that feeling you get when you meet the day head on? When you tackle challenges, make progress, and move forward? That comes from confidence. And confidence is always greater when you feel fully covered. Like being covered by Farm Bureau Insurance for your home, your life, your auto, and your small business. Coverage equals confidence, and confidence feels good. Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Tennessee Insurance for Tennessee Life.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement?
I wish I could retire.
Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Retire the Right Way, with Aaron Wright. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Hey guys, it's Philip Gibbons for Carlin Chevrolet. Aren't you tired of being sold a car by the other guys? And once you leave the lot, the dealership acts like they don't even know you anymore? Well, at Carlin Chevrolet, they're not in the business of just selling cars. They're in the business of making you family by having the #1 customer service in the Upper Cumberland for over 10 years and lifetime oil changes. Carlin Chevrolet on the corner of Spring and Willow or carlinchevrolet.com. Carlin Chevrolet. Upfront, honest, home.
Trust Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're in the Willow Window studio. Find out more about Willow Window and their outdoor space that their space is.
Summer space.
Summer space, yeah. And that they've got for this year. You can find out more info at willowwindow.pro.
And we're finding out more info from Wayne Key from UT Extension office here in Cookeville. And you are the man about town when it comes to spring.
I stay busy, yes.
People are already wanting to start their gardens, but it may be too early on most things.
What can you plant? Because again, well, you know my wife.
Yeah.
And you know how she is. She's like a lot of people who just can't wait. Can't wait.
Spring fever is here.
So we've already been through the Tennessee tree sale, and 17 new trees have been planted.
Is it really 17?
Yeah.
Don't plant trees every year.
I mowed around all 17 yesterday.
You're going to have a forest in your front yard.
That's the plan. So we've already done that, and that was satisfactory for a little bit. But you can tell that the garden spots they're next.
Yeah.
And so what can we plant right now?
Yeah, we have a lot of folks interested in gardening in the communities, and they're interested because they want to know where their vegetables and their produce and stuff's coming from.
Sure.
They enjoy being outside. They love the outdoors, love growing plants, and yeah, garden spots are popping up everywhere. We've got a lot of folks that are got the ground broke in the backyard or out beside the barn or somewhere where they're ready to get some stuff planted. We just got to be careful because our warm season crops, our beans, tomatoes, corn, for example, cucumbers, those are warm season crops, and they really can't stand a frost. And with us being at the middle of April right now, we've got a couple of more weeks before we're out of that frost-free danger. The Weather Service has us for Cookeville listed as April 29th as that last close to the end frost-free date. At that time, we're at a 10% chance of a killing frost, so that's pretty minimal.
Yeah.
So by April 29th, if you've got a few tomatoes out and you've got something you can cover those young tender plants with, not a problem. So you can definitely do that. Be careful on those warm season stuff now. Sweet corn, for example, I'd wait another week or so that it's germinating and coming up right after that 29th date. So we're at early May before that stuff starts emerging and coming out of the ground. So you're in the free and clear by then.
Yep.
There's a few cool season crops. You can steal some of our lettuces and stuff. We're still fairly cool for them. We're actually a little late on those. Those should be planted in March. But if you've got the seed and you've got an area you want to plant those, you can still get them in the ground. Potatoes can go ahead and go in the ground now. So we can get some of that stuff planted, especially cool season.
Should you wait a little longer if you're doing things in containers or no? Or doesn't matter?
Same thing. Same dates apply. And that is something I want to mention. I mentioned in the ground, quarter acre, big garden areas and so forth. But yeah, we have a lot of folks in condominiums or apartments here in town that can easily do container gardening. We've got all kind of publications and stuff and information for folks on containers and how to grow and where to grow and to do the upside down strawberries and the tomato plants, and all kind of stuff that you can do on a small scale and still have some fresh produce this summer.
I'm going to try to do potatoes in a container because my soil's just not good for potatoes. They just won't grow. They'll be little tiny things. I got a real sandy, clay
clay.
soil.
And
and
they don't allow that potato to really expand in the soil and grow of any size.
So every time I've tried to grow potatoes, they'll grow. They'll be tiny little old things.
Little potatoes.
Yeah. And then at first I was like, maybe I'm not letting these go long enough. Nah, they're just not growing in my
soil.
So we're going to do them in a container this year and hopefully do better at growing potatoes than just in the dirt. So there's certain things that and I guess that's what you learn as you garden the same spots over and over again, what you can and can't
what works
do.
and what doesn't.
There's some things that I'm just not going to be able to grow at my house.
Yeah, and we advise people too in their garden to rotate those crops. Not always put your sweet corn in the same spot or beans in the same spot. Rotate things around. And I tell you something else. And I know this is something we can come back and talk about in the fall, but I really encourage people right now as you're thinking about your garden, go ahead and think about fall and think about a winter cover crop. That's a great idea. Crimson clover works wonderful in those kind of situations, or a
Plus
cereal
it's a
grade.
good song.
It is a good song. You're exactly right.
Sorry, I understand.
We took a left turn there. Squirrel.
That's how I do. That's
Yeah.
how I do.
A squirrel.
So anyway,
Now you're getting the real Sheila.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we're getting close. People are starting to get stuff together. I would like to put a little plug in. Master Gardeners will have a plant sale April 26th. A lot of vegetable transplants, tomatoes, squash, peppers, every pepper you can think of, like 45 varieties of tomatoes. So big plant sale, April 26th, 8 o'clock at the fairgrounds.
I'm already getting asparagus in. All my asparagus came back, and we even took some asparagus from the big clump that grew and put it around, just in some flower beds. And we're already with tons of asparagus.
Wow.
There you go.
And and I forgot what they call that, where you plant vegetables in with your flower.
A lot of times, I know we recommend like dandelion, for example. Not dandelion. There's a couple of different varieties of flower I'll think of here in a second that work well on the perimeter of your garden or on the border of your garden. Marigolds.
Marigolds, yeah.
Marigolds. They do a great job of attracting insects and pulling them kind of out of the garden and putting a barrier. Those work really well if you're thinking about some flowers and some attractive stuff in the garden. Those work really well to draw insects. And so that's where we incorporate some flowers with plants too. And that's the reasoning to draw insects away from the vegetables.
And that brings up another question we were talking earlier about, wanting to stay organic and natural.
Yeah, that's an option.
When you're talking about bugs, that's a hard thing to do if you're trying to stay organic and natural.
Yeah.
So what are your recommendations for that? 'Cause I know that's a big deal. That's another reason so many people want to grow their own stuff, is so there's not those chemicals on there.
There's several options for homeowners now than there was, say, 5-10 years ago. For example, there's some BT products called BT, capital B, lowercase t, which is Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a inhibitor for worms, for example, the tomato hornworm. There's several other vegetable worms on cucumbers and squash that those products take control of, and they're organic. There's several organic sprays like horticultural oils, insecticidal soaps that work well on the squash beetle and cucumber beetle. Those are the ones that pierce the plant stalk, and you see all of a sudden the plant just wither down, and you're like, what's going on? And it just turns to jelly. So those kind of products work really good. There's even products, and you'll read about some of these. I don't have a lot of UT facts on it, but cayenne pepper. Mixed with water makes a nice spray and helps to detract those bugs as well. So there are some things. Many of our local garden centers will carry a organic line, organic insecticides and so forth that are mostly soap related or have a soap in them that naturally kill insects.
Yeah, and just from somebody who's done that before the BT and some of the other stuff, it's not like the chemically kind. Right. You'll have to continually do it.
Oh yeah.
I mean it's a real job. It's not something. It's not a spray at once and you're done.
You got to work harder at it.
You got to go spray it all the time.
Yeah, you need to spray. You hear these spray schedules and spray regiments. It's very important to get on a spray schedule, and every Sunday afternoon or every Wednesday or whatever day, go through the garden, use those kind of products, because the biggest thing with them is you're putting those products on as a preventative.
Right.
You want to deter those insects and keep them, because once they get started and you start seeing problems and you see spots or whatever's
you're
happening
done.
and you're bringing leaves to me at the office, all I can tell you is to continue to maybe use those, and maybe it'll deter future insects, but the damage has already been done.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
You want to prevent those kind of things.
Man, gardening is fun. It's hard work. So
work,
if you're a lot of people just starting off in that journey of gardening, just know that it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing.
It's literally something you've got to get in the garden every single day.
Yeah.
It's not insect, scouting and looking for bugs and looking for problems and diseases or any kind of insects. Then you got weeds to control. You need to be in there with the garden hoe or pulling weeds almost every day. Because I'm telling you, like a crabgrass, when it starts, in 3 days, it's the size of your foot. If you go on vacation, you've lost a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be careful with that and stay on top of it.
Yeah, and I think that's why container gardens have
done
real well, because you can control that a little bit easier, smaller space. Start small, start container, and then move up to tilling up your yard. You know, I mean, really.
We've got a lot of raised bed gardening's become popular with the boxes, and you build the containers because, again, you can get all the way around them. You can reach in. They're knee high. They're easier for folks.
Right. And they look real nice now.
Yeah, they're really pretty when they're done right. Yeah.
I remember, back in the day when those first came out, you just, some concrete blocks or whatever. It just wasn't the. Now they're bougie.
Yeah, they're fancy.
Yeah, that's right. Wayne Key is here from the UT Extension Office, and what a great resource the UT Extension Office is. Most of the stuff that y'all provide is free.
That's right.
And as a service to you growing something. How do they get in touch with you, Wayne?
The best way to reach us, we're at 900 South Walnut Avenue here in Cookeville. Our phone number is 526-4561. We're welcome you to stop by, give us a call if you've got questions or problems. We have tons of university-backed, research-based information. It's not just something off a website you read last night or off of Facebook. It's good research-based. It's got the.
It's not fake news.
It's not fake news. It's got all the details in it. Love to see you and be glad to help you.
Thanks, Wayne. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. See you back here tomorrow. Bye.
107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.